How do you be? How do you do?
Hey, everybody. I like that. How do you be? How do you do? I like it. Welcome to another episode of Soaps and Sass with your sassy host, Mama Sass.
And your other sassy host, Baby Sass. And this week is episode 45.
No, it's not.
It's 46?
It's 46.
Damn.
Yes, for December 2nd to 5th. We had a full week this time.
Amen to that.
Woo! And it was kind of in between.
It was okay. There were things that were great. There were things that were shocking. There were things that pissed us the heck off.
And there were things that were just, All right, let me recap it for you. Week of December 2nd to 5th. On Monday, the Quatermaines celebrated Thanksgiving, and they took Chase's dinner to the hospital. So it was a successful dinner. There were no dogs in the dinner.
Oh, you said Chase's. I heard Tracy's. I said Tracy was up in
No,
Paris.
Chase's dinner to the hospital. But Tracy from Paris sent some pizza.
She did.
Willow walks down the aisle. Isaiah makes a sacrifice.
Was it though?
No,
exactly.
It wasn't.
I hate when they say it, they do this thing and it's like, okay, I can understand. It's like the holidays, you want to be home, but you're sacrificing your day off. But it's like,
no.
in the world of soap operas, that's not a sacrifice.
No, especially since he wanted to be with Portia. So he got to be with Portia. Whoop-de-doo. Nathan tracks down a suspect.
Dun, dun, dun.
Trina is in for a shock. Well, it turns out she's in for several shocks because she found out Portia was pregnant.
She found her father macking on Jordan.
That's right. Curtis was kissing up Jordan. And then he's taken in for questioning by Nathan.
Yep.
On Tuesday, Willow makes a big decision. Laura gets a happy surprise. Kevin's home.
Woo!
Yay, Kevin! I guess it's slow season over at Beyond the Gates. I don't know, but I'm sort of glad he's back. We'll see what's happening. Michael receives a tempting offer from Jacinda. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Emma is determined to save the dogs.
And boy, does she.
And Brooklyn backs up Gio.
A freaking men.
Right? She was in mama mode.
And so far, she's doing a really good job.
Yep. On Wednesday, Curtis makes a revelation. The twist be twisting. Curtis hired Selena to kill Drew? Nina is distressed. She was ambushed by Ava and Portia. But Portia was also ambushed by Ava and Nina.
And boy, did that turn into something.
Yeah, but it didn't turn into something we thought it was going to turn into. I was very disappointed. Emma and Gio make their move. They rescue the dogs. Lulu delivers some tough love. This was in their synopsis. Was it to Dante? Was it where she told Dante stop playing the fool?
Yep.
Laura opens up and shares recent events with Kevin.
Also, for those who do not know that reference, you just need to simply watch the 3-2-1 Penguins intro and you understand. Such a great show.
Yes. On Thursday, Jason offers wise counsel to Spinelli, which he did.
He did.
And while he's doing that, Britt is over acting a fool at the Brwon Dog, where she runs into Cody and tries to rekindle their previous romance.
Yes. I will say, though...
Cody ain't here for it.
I will say, though, it did answer the question that I was having about why Nathan was not with James for the holiday.
Oh, okay.
But that question got answered because they were visiting
Maxie. Maxie. I don't know what that was. Sidwell wields his power over Laura. Mwah. Jordan offers reassurance to Curtis. Yeah, for all that was worth.
Right.
And Molly is stung because she shows up at the Brwon Dog where Britt is trying to rekindle her romance with Cody. But Cody ain't having it. No. But Molly didn't stick around to find that out.
Unfortunately, she did not.
Friday, Sunny is backed into a corner by Sidwell. Britt leans on Jason, literally, because she's so flippin' drunk.
Actually, what is interesting about that, and I'm actually going to give a little quick tidbit, is Kelly posted on her Instagram story, and it was the clip of her falling. She's like, I'm really proud of that fall.
Carly tries to make amends with Lucas. Lucas really wasn't having it. Felicia told him what for.
Yep.
Laura is haunted.
She is.
Literally. We're going to come back to that.
Yes, we will.
And Kai is there for Trina. Whoop-de-flippin'-do.
Yep.
All right. So, let's talk right away about Laura being haunted.
Let's just say...
Wee!
Wow. because she had her visits from Kevin.
Yes,
from
Kevin
Lulu,
came home.
From Sidwell.
Yes.
From, shockingly, Ezra Boyle.
Yes, Sidwell showed up, let her know, because we all knew, but he let her know he had the blackmail material.
Right.
That part, well, we didn't know, but we knew Sidwell had set her up, obviously, but
right.
he has the evidence.
Right.
I'm like, how did nobody see a drone? Because I don't know how else he got these pictures.
Especially with the fact that they're like overhead shots.
Well, this is it. And I think Laura would have known if she was being followed. So it had to be a drone somehow.
Right. So.
And I didn't think drones were silent, but.
It depends on how high up they are, but they are not silent.
So
I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, what did unless like Brennan, he has control over a satellite and took a satellite picture.
That'd be shocking, but
it would be.
But
So yeah, he showed up with the evidence, then brought Boyle up in her place, and actually, can we take a momentary kudo because you were so thrilled and delighted? Laura has a peephole in her door.
I was.
Laura used the peephole in her door twice.
She did, and I'm grateful because I'm like, someone has common sense that they're home alone at night, or got a child up in the other room. They're not expecting visitors, so they use the peephole.
Right, and she's the only somebody we see with a peephole in the door. Don't nobody else seem to have one.
And if they do have one, they don't use it.
We're gonna keep an eye out for that peephole.
Vex me, because especially like as a young woman, like for our safety, especially if you live by yourself, or if you don't live by yourself and you have roommates but they're not home and you're not expecting anyone, or even if you are, you still check a peephole.
Yeah. Glance out a window, something. Or you stand behind the door, you're like, who is it?
Right? I'm like, as someone who has Jehovah's Witness trauma, yeah, you're gonna be peeping. You're gonna be peeping. You do the drop to the floor, cross when they don't see you, peep through the window. Who is it? Because we ain't got no peepholes.
I'm not crawling on the floor in my house. What are they gonna do? Stand outside banging on the door when they see me in the window?
You don't want to risk it because they catch any sign of movement. They're like, you're home, and knock on the door. You didn't experience what me and my sister and all of my other older Gen Z and young millennials experienced.
I did. I was a child once. I wasn't born big.
No, I know that, but
so you don't think we went through the same thing with a child? You think people knocking at your door just happened since y'all were born?
But
this is going on since time.
But when you were home, when Grandma would leave you home alone and the doorbell rang, you just said you weren't dropping to no floor.
I said in a house that I paid for. I wasn't paying for that house.
Oh, so you were crawling on the floor?
How you mean?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, we crawl on the floor. And the kids of today...
Actually, I think we used to crawl across the couch because the couch was by the window.
Yes, but the kids of today will never know. They don't experience that.
No, because they got a Ring camera and they just be like,
that.
What you want?
That, or they're just like...
Maybe we should get one. Anyways, coming back to Laura, who looked through her peephole.
We probably should, especially with all the times that the Amazon and the peoples don't ring the damn doorbell unless we got a package.
Laura looks through her peephole, lets these people in, gets blackmailed, they leave, she's upset, she falls asleep on the couch. She told Kevin everything, by the way.
Almost everything. She didn't tell him until he got back, but she told him a good chunk.
But in any case,
falls asleep, door
she fell asleep.
Knock on the door, and unfortunately she failed the test this time.
Yeah, just open the door.
She didn't look through the people, and I think if she looked through the people, she would not have answered the door. But I'm glad she didn't, because what came next?
Well, I was not prepared.
Nah, she opens that door, and we're like, but before she does, we're like, who could it be? Like, everyone we could think of has visited her. I'm like, it can't be Lucky. Lucky's off wherever he's at.
The only person we came up with was Martin.
Right?
But Martin was at the wedding.
Right? But, at this point in time of night, he ain't gonna be there no more. But we were like, who could it be? She opens the door. Lo and behold, it's her dead brother.
Cyrus. We're like, Cyrus? Everybody coming back from the dead.
You in shock? I'm in shock. I'm like, she's dreaming. That's all I can repeat is she dreaming.
Oh my gosh. And then we got that confirmed when Esme came down the stairs. It was like, Lord have mercy.
And she even said, I died. And he even like, well, yes, I'm dead, but, I'm still with you. And we're like, wow, they're just bringing everybody back. They couldn't bring Spencer back, be like, Grandma.
Well, no, because she never condemned Spencer the way she did Esme and Cyrus. And they made some very good points about you talking about you so different from us, but really, you're not.
Right.
So I genuinely don't know how Laura's going to get out of this. But I was very happy to see both Cyrus and Esme back. It's like, okay, well, sorry, Let me rephrase. I was very happy to see Esme
I was going
back.
to say, because you just said nothing about no Cyrus being
I was
back.
not happy to see Jeff Kober. You're a fine actor. I don't want to see you. I don't.
No, you creep me out.
But Esme, I'll take me some Esme back. Absolutely. So there's that.
I forgot about that ending, because I forgot about Friday's ending, but we'll save that for the end.
Yep. If we talk about Trina.
Lord.
Man, Trina opened up the Thanksgiving door and saw Jordan outside. Ooh! God,
That girl was smiling big and bold, and then and also, here's the thing. They're setting the table. I'm like, why are there 6 places?
That's what you said.
Why are there 6
because
places?
we
There's
already
only 5
knew
of them, and we know Portia not coming.
Yep.
Why are there 6 places? Not knocking on heaven's door, and there's Jordan, and Trina's smile dropped hard.
Oh my goodness.
And then to make matters worse, while Jordan's like, I'm not staying, I'm having dinner with Jen.
Well,
yada,
this
yada,
was
yada.
after Trina gave her a whole set of lip at the door.
But even then, it was like, she's like, no, I'm not going to stay. And I think she already knew she wasn't going to stay with the whole Trina being off and
That was not the impression I had. I had the distinct impression she was intending to stay because, she brought a dish. Right, and she didn't bring it in a foil pan. She brought a proper dish that she would have carried back home with her. And then when she was talking to Curtis afterwards, when Curtis chased her outside, talking about, no, I wish you wouldn't go. And she was like, no, Trina don't seem at all happy to see me. And, yeah, no, I can't sit at the table with that face.
Fair enough. But, yeah, so while Jordan and Curtis talking outside, Marshall and Stella, not whispering, just talking big and bold, let out the secret that Portia pregnant, which leads Trina to drop a dish, and she does not have the grace that her aunt does in dropping dishes. And so she's like, what? My mom's pregnant? And then gets mad because her mom didn't tell her. And Marshall's like, your mom wanted to wait until her first trimester was over, so she's not telling anyone. And Trina's like, I'm not anyone. I'm her daughter.
I mean, really and truly, if anybody should have known, like, I don't see why Trina would not have known before Marshall. I really don't.
Which is fair. For me, though, I can understand where Portia's coming from in not wanting to tell Trina, because it's like, unfortunately, it's
absolutely.
like, really, Curtis shouldn't have found out because you don't know who the father is anyway. But that aside, it's like, given your age, as she keeps saying, she's like, she wants to make sure everything's okay through the first trimester, so it makes sense she's not going to tell Trina, because she's like, I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't want to tell you that, you might have a sibling,
sure.
and then...
Yeah, and I understand all of that.
But I also get, it's like...
But then Curtis should not have told Marshall. Stella figured it out.
I
mean, like Stella said,
agree.
They work together every day, so there was no keeping it secret.
I agree. Curtis was out of pocket for that one.
Yep.
I don't dispute that. Curtis was out of
and
pocket
Trina's
for that
not
one.
a child. Trina's not a teenager. She's a grown woman at this point.
She's not. And for me personally, I would, if you were in Portia's situation, like just pregnant, not questioning who the father was, I'm like,
thank you for that.
Yeah, I would prefer that you not tell me for the first trimester.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because like, you know, I've told you this since I was a kid. I'm like, I want a little brother. Granted, that's not how pregnancy works. It's 50-50. But I'm like, if you were to get pregnant now, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go through that.
Okay.
You tell me, and, I get my hopes up, and then it doesn't happen.
Fair.
Like, if unfortunately, like, you were to miscarry the baby or something would have happened, I'm like, and then you tell me, yeah, I'd be sad that it's like, oh, this doesn't happen. But I'm like, it's a reasonable expectation at your age, and I'm like, I can understand why you wouldn't tell me. Like, I wouldn't fault you for not telling me for because even if you weren't as old as you are, doctors even say it's like recommended that you don't say anything, and a lot of people don't say anything in the first trimester, even as young as they are.
I don't know that doctors say that.
Well, they might not say it, but it's like.
But in any case,
it's still like a lot of people don't say anything because they don't want to.
Well, sure.
So.
That I get that. That's your choice. But I think you would tell your immediate family living in the same house with you. That being said, what killed me about all of this, and this is what had me hot, was here's Trina now going through something. She's upset about Portia not telling her that she's pregnant. And then, and in the middle of Trina's tantrum, she's talking about how Jordan's putting the moves on Curtis.
Right.
And Stella's like, don't be silly. And Trina's like, don't be silly. She's out there lip-syncing with my father. What are you talking about? And Stella's like, pardon? Trina's in the middle of a crisis, and all Stella can say is, Jordan and Curtis?
Yeah, that had me
y'all knew and nobody didn't say nothing. I invited the woman to the house. Hello, can you look at your great niece?
Right? But also, I'm like, you're mad, but that is the mother of your nephew. Like,
sure, but Curtis is still married to Portia.
No, understandable. But it's like, it was like, yeah, Stella, you mad at Curtis for lipsing up Jordan. Wait till you find out that Portia be knocking boots with another man.
Hey.
Because I'm like,
I'm just saying,
knocking boots is a hell of a lot worse than kissing up another woman.
They're grown. This is not an issue. Trina just found out some shocking news and is having a very, very big meltdown in the middle of the room.
Either way,
the whole scene was just chaos.
Either way, I'm just like, these people are getting vexed on things that is just like, you have, yeah, you can be mad, but it's like, you have no right to be as vexed as you are. You're not the one married to these people.
Exactly, but no, that definitely had me hot. How Trina found out about the pregnancy and Trina's behavior when she found out about it.
Like,
that was just.
I'm just like, Trina's behavior overall is pissing me off. I can't stand that little girl.
Well, you know what?
And it might just be Trina the character, not Trina the actor, but it might also be because of the way the actress is portraying Trina. Because I'm like, I don't think the other actress would have portrayed her the same way, and I don't think I would have been as annoyed. But then again, I don't know. I see
the pepper. I see the pepper because Sydney Michaela was fire.
That's
so
why
I see the pepper.
That's why I'm like, I won't. It's just the way this actress is portraying Trina is like an ignorant child just constantly throwing a tantrum to me. And it's not like, you're an adult. Like, yes, you are allowed to feel your feelings, but feel your feelings in a non-childish way.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it's like, she's like, oh my god, my parents. It's like, your parents are grown. Like, why are you acting like the world is ending?
For me right now, Trina is the new Elizabeth when Elizabeth first came to Port Charles.
Is she annoying you? Or was Elizabeth back
Oh,
then?
Absolutely. And frankly, Elizabeth still annoys me. Because every so often, Elizabeth will pull this holier-than-thou thing out of her back pocket. And it's like, what are you doing? And that's what I feel Trina's doing. And I don't.
Okay, at least we acknowledge it. Because I'm like, here's the other thing, too. It's like, yes, your parents are meant to protect you, which is understandable. But, like, Curtis and Portia have been doing this, like, repeatedly. And it's like, and it's just, like, annoying because it's like, now you're putting her in a position where it's like, you're doing this to protect her, and now she feels bad because you're doing this to protect her, and you're putting yourself in these situations. And she's like, oh, but my parents wouldn't be in the situation, and I'm just like, oy vey.
Yep. Do we want to talk about the wedding?
No, how about, because we're still on the track of Trina and Portia and whatnot, let's go into the fisticuffs.
Oh, sure. Okay, so, yeah, as you said, or part of the recap, as we said in the recap, Portia shows up at the Brwon Dog because she needs to vent. She actually, when Curtis got hauled in for questioning, Portia went to the police station. I'm not sure how she found out Curtis was there. Went to the police station, saw Jordan there. She pissed off. She reaches out to Ava. Ava's like, I'm at the Brwon Dog with Nina. Why don't you come over? Knowing full well and good that she had told Portia that Nina ratted her out. Which Ava then proceeds to tell Nina, you know, I think you were out of order ratting out Portia. I understand why you did it. As a mother, I think anybody would do it. I think that's what she said. Certainly, I know as a mother, I would have totally done it. And Nina's like, listen, I wasn't trying to sandbag. I'm not trying to get her arrested or anything like that. I'm trying to save my daughter. I didn't mean anything by it. Great. You could tell her she's on her way. Portia shows up, sees Nina. She is blue vex. Nina's like, I'm just going to excuse myself to the bathroom.
Portia, being petty, goes and calls her out again.
Portia's so petty, so I don't know why we could be surprised at Trina's behavior. But
this is what I'm saying. She's acting like an ignorant mama.
Portia follows...
I can't stand her mama,
follows Nina into the bathroom. They quarrel. Nina's trying to be apologetic. Portia's just all up in her face. And practically pulling off the earrings, getting out the Vaseline, and
what I appreciate is that Nina even said, it's like, I'm trying to protect my daughter just like I know you would too. So don't act like you wouldn't.
Exactly. And Portia's like, yeah, I would protect my daughter. I'm trying to protect this other one. Okay. So Nina was supposed to know that
like
that she was pregnant,
right? It's like the way Portia said it is like, yeah, I'm trying to protect my child, but not only that, I'm trying to protect the one I'm carrying. And she's like, you're pregnant? It's like, oh, you. If I had told you, would that have changed anything? It's like, well, you're not. You obviously not telling like the world, so it wouldn't have mattered. And it's like, she's like, what's and
right?
but Portia's getting more and more heated.
Oh, absolutely, the hormones are kicking in hard. That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna chalk it up to hormones.
To the point that Nina tries to leave the bathroom because she's like,
yeah,
I'm not. You like this is not gonna be a productive conversation.
Yep.
So
and
she tries
Portia's
to leave,
getting screechy.
And Portia basically just grabs her up and starts
like,
telling
the
her,
hell you are. I'm not done with you.
And I'm like,
yank.
And I'm like, you just said you're trying to protect this child you're carrying, and you decide to get into a fisticuffs? Are you mad?
Yeeted her right out of the frame. We didn't even see them anymore. No. I was sure we were going to come back from commercial break and find Portia lying on the bathroom floor bleeding out or something.
I'm like, girl, as a doctor, as a mother, who you're gonna get into a fisticuffs and risk. Yo, that's child endangerment right there.
Yeah, and that's something else that had me hot.
And imagine if she did get caught for fighting and whatever. She didn't get hurt or anything, but she, maybe like a punch to the face or whatnot. If Curtis found out, Curtis will cuss her out. It's like, you are pregnant and you decide to get into a fisticuffs with another woman over the fact that she said something that she basically said, basically told people. It's like, here's another suspect. Like, granted, you have every right to be mad that she basically dimed you out. But to get into a fisticuffs when you're pregnant? No. Listen,
I'm just so mad at the writers because, one, what was the point of the scene, right? Because the way Portia yanked her, I was looking for a cat fight. We didn't get it. Mm-mm. I was looking for Portia to be lying on the floor, banged up, whatever. Didn't get that. Mm-mm. Looking for Nina to have some bruises in her face. Didn't get that. Nina came sauntering out of the bathroom and just said to Ava,
I'm out.
Pretty much. And it's like, where's Portia? And then Portia comes sauntering out. And Portia's like, I'm sick of all y'all, or whatever she said. And she left. And I'm like, what happened in the bathroom?
Maybe Portia got the
what was the point of that scene? Right? The argument, great. But her grabbing her up, cutting room floor, Instagram, That vexed me. It was pointless.
I'm like, honestly, people, because I'm like, the writers are bringing in new actors to play new characters or recasting roles, and I'm just like, at this point, Portia gotta go. Like, just as much as Drew's gotta go, Portia's gotta go. Ship her off to wherever for a new job. Like, I don't care. Portia needs to go.
I maintain she needs psychiatric care. Because of when she got held hostage by Cyrus. She's not dealt with that.
Agreed.
And we are seeing the fallout.
So her and Willow can be in the same psychiatric facility together.
Absolutely. But General Hospital writers, if you're going to start serving something, bring it to the table. Don't have it on the menu, you order it, great, and then something happened in the kitchen and we don't no. Don't start things you can't finish. I don't like it. I know you're listening to the podcast and you're taking my advice. So, there's that. The other thing that had me hot this week really, really, really burnt my bacon in a way that pigs don't exist anymore. Emma and Gio bringing the dogs to Sunny's place. What in the world?
In fairness, they did say that the shelters were closed.
What?
So
sure.
they did try to bring them there first.
They explained it.
But I agree because we both agreed that they could have brought them to the Quatermaines estate.
Yes. Really? All these dogs in the madhouse? And I was very glad that Sunny was like, what is going on here? You must be out of your mind. Big props to Rick. Have you lost your mind? Because now, not that they could possibly have known that Rocco was going to be there after having had a fight with his parents. They could not possibly have known that. But now they have made Rocco an accessory after the fact to a crime that Rocco was saying he did not commit. Well, kind of saying he didn't commit. Right? So, yeah, just, what are you thinking? Then we got Dante. I'm going to let you go because I know that's your rant.
Dante just keeps making situations very worse for himself on this podcast. I will tell y'all now. Because whatever day it was that this transpired, we
that would have been Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, we had missed the opening segment because we were running. Yeah, it was Wednesday because I had to do work, and so we were running late. Anyway, point is, we missed the opening segment, and when we come back to, when we actually tune in, you have Rocco, Dante, and Lulu having an argument because Dante is saying he doesn't want Rocco to hang out with Gio anymore because Gio is a bad influence, and starts bringing up how he was irresponsible at the beach, and now he's got you mixed up in the break-ins, and and you know, he doesn't want Rocco hanging around Gio anymore, and Rocco's like, you can't do that, he's my brother, it wasn't his fault, it was my idea. And even like the alcohol poisoning thing, he didn't even know I was there. Like, which is the other thing that pisses me off. They keep bringing up Gio and being irresponsible. I'm like, the man did not know Rocco was there until Rocco was already in the stupors of the alcohol. Okay, and he didn't know how much Rocco had to drink. He just knew it was enough that he was passed out. So I'm like, man needs to lay off him for that. But anyway. But basically, Rocco's like, what you are doing is basically what Drew is doing to Danny with Scout. And Dante's like, that is not the same thing. And we're like, no, sir, it is. It is the same thing. You're basically trying to stop him from seeing his family member because you think he's a bad influence on him, just how Drew is keeping Danny from Scout because he thinks Danny is a bad influence on Scout and a danger to her. Like, it's the exact same thing. Then Rocco says something about abandoning him twice and then runs out the house. And Lulu's like, so you know, I never said anything to Rocco about that, but he's not wrong. It did feel like you abandoned us. Mm-hmm. So, you know. Yeah. So, Dante later shows up at Sonny's house, sees Emma, Gio, the dogs, and Rocco, and he's just like, and this is exactly why I don't want you to be with your brother, because the bad influences, and he's still dragging you into stuff like this again. And it's just like, oi. But here comes Rick after being like, you've created him, you've made him an accessory after the fact. Oh, it was a compassionate release or whatever the situation was. And I was just like, oh my God, Rick.
Hey, listen, this is why Rick gets the big bucks, because he's an excellent lawyer.
He is. And then basically Sonny had a discussion with him after and said, you need to stop. Like, this is not gonna work. You claim you want a better relationship with Gio, but you're not helping anything in that fact. So lay off.
Not at all.
Nope.
And the other thing was Dante said to Lulu at one point, I think it was to Lulu, my family's falling apart. It's like, well, Dante, it's falling apart because of you. You're the person keeping all the mess. Everybody else is fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There's that.
And also, Lulu had even mentioned, like, you know, extenuating circumstances for Rocco and how he's bonding with Gio over the extenuating circumstances that Gio has, being that he finds out that Dante is his biological father. So. But in the lane of biological parents, once again, Gio and Brooklyn have another lovely conversation. And she even says to Gio, because she's like, I don't want to mess this up. It's like, we're now in a good place and I'm scared that I'm going to mess it up. And he's like, yeah, you are going to mess up. There's going to be points where I'm mad at you. But, you know, that's what that's family. But, you know,
yep,
we'll get through it.
That was the payoff I wanted from November Sweeps.
Right? And she even asked Gio to, like, explain to her again, based from his point of view, what went on. And so he did. And she's like, you know, while I don't agree with the method and what happened, like, your heart was in the right place, and I will not agree with Dante ever, and I will totally attest to that. But, you know, she's like, I do want you guys to have a relationship. He's like, I don't know if we'll ever have. It's like, that is fine, but I want you to try, or something to that.
Yeah, effect. Maybe one day. One day.
And yeah.
All right, let's talk about what you found funny this week. What was your comedy moment of the week? Oh, I could tell you, or I could just show you. It was early in the week. It was Thanksgiving dinner.
Right. No, I see it. Yeah. Monday, Chase was in the kitchen making his Thanksgiving dinner, which actually made it to the table before Outback got to the table and almost destroyed it. But that was not my comedy. Yeah, so anyway, Chase is in the kitchen making his sweet potato
Pie?
yes, but no, I think it was just the...
I think it was just making cocoa.
No, he actually had a dish of sweet potato, but I was going to say yams. That's what I was looking for. He was making his yams, because it's the marshmallow and the yams. So he was making those, and he was opening the marshmallows, and he oh my goodness, him and Brooklyn were having a conversation, and then Brooklyn had to go do something, because I think the doorbell rang or whatever, and he was going to throw a marshmallow at her, and she just looked at him like, don't even think about it. And then she walked away. And I was just laughing because Chase was trying to throw the marshmallow. I was like, Chase.
For me, what was funny this week was when Jason brought Brooklyn home from the bar. Not Brooklyn. Britt. When Jason brought Britt home from the Brwon Dog, she got drunk fast, as far as I could tell. I don't even understand. She's stumbling, whatever. They are in the room. She's trying to get Jason to leave. Jason's saying, I'm not leaving. You are too incapacitated. Jason, you're being ridiculous, but okay. So she says she has to take her meds. She kicks him out.
Yeah, she's like, wait in the hallway.
And instead of actually, well, he leaves the room, but he literally puts his toes on the edge of the door sill and leaves the door open and just looks at her. And she's like, what the? And so she gets up and closes the door in his face. But it was just he was so defiant. Just he look at her like, what you gonna do? It's like, you know she's gonna close the door in your face, which is exactly what she does. But the way he did it, I found very funny.
Okay. All right. So what's next?
We already talked about what had us hot. We've had our rants. Who called for that? What'd you do that for? For me, it's the writers. Suddenly we have Curtis with more happening in his alibi. Really? He hired Selena Wu to kill Drew? Now we learned he ultimately didn't go through with it, but what?
Which I will say I like, only because that doesn't ruin our theory of it being Willow.
Yes, agreed.
Because that's one thing we were worried about. It's like, oh, so if you're saying Selena had someone do it, was it actually Willow, or was it Curtis who did it and had Selena do it, kind of thing?
Yeah, but it was just very random. It was really nice to see Selena again. I guess we had some extra money in the budget because we got Selena, Cyrus, and Esme, and Kevin is back. But otherwise, just what?
Right.
So for me, that was very much a who would you do that for? Who called for that? Both sides. Like what? Why? Anything to add? Okay, make it make sense. You. For me, it was a little bit funny, but really, again, this is
I know.
What is happening here?
So, after they decide, the Quatermaines decide to donate their Thanksgiving dinner, their real, proper Thanksgiving dinner, which I will also say, they're like, the food's on the table, they go to the kitchen table, and I'm like, there's no places for anybody. What the France? I thought they were going to the dining room. Anyway, that aside, they decide to donate the food to the hospital staff.
Right, we talked about that.
Yes, because Monica would always make sure that the staff was fed properly. So they want to continue that tradition. And as they were leaving, Michael decides he's going to go on ahead, but he's not going to head back to the Quatermain house. He's decided that he is going to go to, excuse me, Drew's house and peep in on the wedding. And the reason he's peeping in on the wedding, as he told Jacinda, is he wanted to actually make sure, or he wanted to see that she actually went through with it. He needed that, for some reason he needed to see that. Like he's like it like I don't remember what he was saying, but he was like, it's not that he doesn't care anymore, or he doesn't care what Willow does anymore, but it's more in the sense of the fact that she still made the decision to marry Drew after lying and manipulation and just everything, and it just proved to him that she's still making decisions that aren't best for their kids, which is interesting because you, Mom, have been saying this from time that, and have been picking up on this, especially from last week's episode, is that Willow is playing Drew, because Drew would ask Willow certain questions and she wouldn't answer, or she'd have this look on her face, and it's like, huh. So this week, as Willow was getting ready for the wedding, Nina stopped into the bedroom to drop off the wedding dress, and she said to Willow, she says, I'm not going to stop you, but I need to ask you. is this what you really want to do? Do you love him? And she looks at Nina dead in her face. Their eyes make four, and she says, I don't need to love him. I need to do what I need to do to get my children back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Nina clues in, is like, oh wait, she's just using Drew just like how Drew used her and manipulated her. Okay.
Yep, I was very glad for that confirmation. I really was.
I agree. But that also tells me, it's like, in that moment, but it also tells me that it's possible she did shoot Drew.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she did it in a moment of passion, and then he survived, and it's like, wait, he didn't die. I can use this to my advantage. I can use him to still try and get my children back. That shooting him might have been a little too hasty. So Nina's like, okay, I will support you. I will give you anything you need, whatever it is. I will be here for you. And so Nina leaves and goes to do whatever as they get ready for the wedding. And the wedding goes on. And even when it gets to the part with Willow giving her vow, she pauses. And Drew looks at her for a second, being like, "You gonna answer the question?" And then she answers the question, and she says, "I do."
Yep, she did.
She did, which was also interesting because I'm like, Liesel didn't even show up, but even though she was invited, and I found that funny.
That was weird. I was expecting to see Liesel,
but instead of Liesel, we got Nathan briefly.
Yes, we did. So that was nice. Him in his suit.
Something else you did find hilarious about that moment was the people rolling their eyes.
Well, I don't know that was hilarious, but I just observed it.
I marked it as make it make sense. People rolling their eyes at the wedding.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes perfect sense why they're rolling their eyes.
Especially Alexis.
Woo, people's eyes nearly got stuck in the back of their head and might have needed a smack to get them loose. So, yeah. Kessa Kaka, for me, was the kid showing up at Sunny with the dogs. We already talked about that. I just thought that was completely inconsiderate and out of order. Villain of the week.
Dante.
All day. I might throw Sidwell in there, but, you know, he didn't do anything out of character. Fully expected. So that was fine. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Ezra. He just lackey all the way and seems very happy with it. Hero?
I will give it to the Quatermaines for donating the food. Because they're like, we actually got food on the table. But, you know.
Indeed. I think I'm going to go with Rick. Not that he did anything spectacular, but, his
I get what
his
you mean.
legal expertise and the way he spun that situation. Yeah. I thought I was good with that. Or no, I know I was good with that. Anything for Make It Sassy?
It's not necessarily... yeah, actually. It's more the way it was delivered, not that it was an actual sassy moment, but Valentine walking up on Carly being like, I told you that to you soon.
Right? That's true. We did not have that in the recap. Valentine is back. He's in Port Charles.
And the reason and the funny thing is, I clocked it. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have thought of it, but it's only because I saw Valentine in the title card.
Yeah.
I'm just like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, okay. Whatever reason. And then, like, after Jocelyn and Brennan have it out, because Jocelyn's like...
That's my Make It Sassy.
She finds out about Vaughn getting shipped off to God knows where, and that the WSB wants to use Faison's work for their own purposes, which can't be good as the WSB.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a phone call, and he's like, what? Good God. And he's got this face of, like, shock and horror. And then it pans to Carly going upstairs to her
and just hearing
room.
Scratch, 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 scratch.
Right?
Scratch, 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 scratch.
And she gets the thing, and I'm like, once he's like, it's good God, and we see Carly, I'm like, oh, it's Valentine. I'm like, it's Valentine. Valentine broke out.
But come on, Carly. You hear scratch, 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 and you talk about you're still going upstairs? Like, it took her too long to trust her instincts.
It really did. Because also, we all, in fairness, not to Carly, but I know we do this as a community. We hear a sound, like, especially in our own houses, we hear a sound, we stop whatever we're doing. If we got headphones on and we think we hear something, we're watching a movie and we hear something, we stop whatever we're doing and we just look off into the distance and we listen. And it's a matter of when, what, where, and why. Where did the sound come from? When will it happen again? When will it happen again? And why did I hear a sound in my house when there's nobody here? So we just
right.
So we sit, we listen, we wait, we hear the sound again, and either we figure out, okay, no, it actually is someone we know either coming into the house, or, you know, someone was napping and they're moving about or whatever, or we're like, no, but what goes to be up in my house?
For real. Because you know the story about how I was sitting down here working on a computer and hearing a scritch, and I'm like, if I have mice in my walls, I'm gonna be vexed.
Oh, she had mice in her walls, but it wasn't the mice she thought.
Sure, yeah, 2 little 4 and a 2-year-old mouse launching themselves down my laundry chute. What in the world?
It was the fastest way to get to the basement without going down the stairs.
Oh my goodness. But jeez on. But I sat here, I'm like, that's not a normal noise. But I know I'm not going to investigate if it's mice. But it did not stop. And I was like, nope. I need to figure that one out.
No, because you've had that incident, and you've had the incident where you were here working and you heard the door, but you weren't sure it was the door. And then you're like, wait, no, that was the door.
Yep. 2 little monkeys gone down the road. Anyway.
And nothing but Pampers.
Yep. It's been an exciting life.
I give her such joy.
Yes, you do.
And heart attacks.
Every day and twice on Sunday. So that being said, anything else before we wrap this up and release these beautiful people back into their worlds?
No.
All right. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for spending your time with us. Hope you have a great week. Come back next week for a little more soap.
I don't know what sex.
Take care, y'all.
Bye.